This is the Coin Show Podcast. The show about coins and coin collecting. And not just any show. This is the #1 coin collecting podcast. Going 10 years strong. Here's Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman on the Coin Show Podcast.
Woo!
Wow.
Yay, technology.
Oh,
Okay.
boy.
Take two of show 171 of the Coin Show Podcast. On
Man.
this episode of the Coin Show Podcast, let's see what we got for you this week. Let's see. After that debacle,
Wow.
I don't know, all kinds of things for you, right?
But you know what? You sound fantastic now. Just saying.
Well, thank you. Thank you. So do you.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Woo. Woo.
Okay. On this episode of the Coin Show Podcast, we answer listener questions, talk about what's up in the shop, and talk to our listeners about the coolest things they've posted on our page this week. But first, as always, the news.
Now for my favorite part of the show, Mike. Who in the heck is the news brought to us by this week?
You know what? Somebody new every week. This week, this episode of the Coin Show Podcast is brought to you by photosynthesis. That's right, the process to convert CO2 back into breathable O2. Without it, we're dead. Have you hugged a tree lately? Photosynthesis.
I love it.
Going scientific on people
Yeah, that was
this
a good
week.
one, man. Wow.
We have breaking news, Matt.
Breaking news.
This just in. Yeah, we didn't break
Whoa.
it.
Broke
we're
it
gonna
again. Hold on. Ah, man. What a night. Golly.
What happened?
Oh, I'm just getting the news up here. Here we go.
Oh, okay.
There we are.
All right.
All right, good to go.
So we didn't break this news. We're just going to fix it.
Yes, that's right.
The Coin Show Podcast is now available on Amazon Music.
Oh, cool. I didn't even know that.
That is correct. Yes. So for all of your listening pleasure, we are now available in the podcast section of Amazon Music.
Awesome. Now let's get to the real news.
Okay. The U.S. Mint has announced the retirement of medallic artist Michael Gaudioso.
Oh, say that one 3 times fast.
Michael Gaudioso? That's not that bad.
Oh,
Wait until you get to the coolest things. Although he may not be a familiar name to most, he has made a prolific impact on modern U.S. coinage in his tenure. The Secretary of the Treasury selected 7 of his designs for use on either a coin or a metal. So they include the 2018 Native American reverse, the Lyndon Johnson obverse, the Warren Harding obverse for the presidential dollar coins,
okay.
Code Talkers, Ho Chunk Nation obverse,
Okay.
and the Oglala Sioux tribe obverse
Cool.
for the Code Talkers medals. Yeah. He also did some of the sculpting that was necessary for like the 2020 Basketball Hall of Fame commem, the America the Beautiful Quarters program, just countless different ones in that program. The Liberty High Relief Gold coin and the silver medal, the American Legion coins, the World War I Centennial medals. I mean, the list just goes on and on. He's been with the Mint since 2008.
Well, it's another vacancy they'll have to fill, I reckon.
Yeah, the process of manufacturing coin dies, and in particular ones with some kind of commemorative theme, is really skilled labor, and as such requires sculptors and artists with incredible skill. I think that we often kind of take these people for granted. So I really wanted to highlight his service and his design skill.
Yeah, I like it. Very good.
Gold and silver both showed huge losses this past week.
Yeah, no joke. Where's my sound?
Yeah, I might even tend to think that that's more of a, I mean,
It sure felt like it in the office, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it did, because it definitely affected traffic.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that later. The metals fell to nearly 2-month lows across the board, with palladium, gold, and silver all taking losses. Platinum edged up a touch.
Go platinum.
Yeah. So what does this mean to collectors, Matt? Well, it's going to make year-end bullion-based purchases from the U.S. Mint more affordable.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
And I don't know if that's going to drive sales, but it's certainly not going to hurt them like the high metal prices would have.
Yes, for sure.
I have heard rumors that the U.S. Mint has already begun production of next year's Bullion Eagles due to perceived high opening demand, based on the design change. So what this means is that although the price of silver has dropped, the supply of Silver Eagles is now fixed.
Yeah. Sounds like they're...
Premiums will likely rise to fill the void left by the falling metal prices.
It's also possible that they're taking advantage of the falling silver prices to go ahead and start producing those Eagles now at a cheaper price and hope it runs up in the future. Just a thought.
I don't know. You see, the government takes it from the strategic silver stockpile, which they own at like $6 an ounce.
Gotcha.
So it really doesn't, the actual price of metal doesn't impact it as much as the profit that they make on it.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense, I reckon.
The 2021 New York International Numismatic Convention has been canceled. Big shocker.
Seems like that's all we report these days, that something else has been canceled.
That's our COVID world. So Numismatic News is reporting that in a joint statement, NYINC Board President Mike Dunnigan and Board's Chairman Kevin Foley said, in reviewing the unprecedented environment that would have to be faced by our convention in the light of the COVID-19 pandemic, including travel restrictions faced by foreign-based participants, as well as quarantine requirements that would have affected the overwhelming majority of both our public and booth-holding participants. On arrival in New York, our board concluded that we simply had no viable option other than to cancel the 2021 New York International Numismatic Convention.
Yeah, and that's a shame. I can't tell if that's the first one I've seen for 2021 that's been canceled or not.
I think it's a harbinger of things to come. I think that things are not going to return to normal quite as quickly as we'd like them to.
Right. Yeah.
The faster we try and push that gas pedal, the longer it's going to take.
Yeah, for sure. That just makes me sad and depressed, and every time we see one of these, it just makes me sad. I mean, I get it, I understand it, but I want to go to a stinking show.
Yes, and hope, is what keeps us going. I made a point, I think, to one of the people in my shop this week that I think that for at least the next year or so, things are going to just be more regionalized.
Yeah, stuff's just going to be weird.
Not that it's going to be closed down, it's just that it's going to be more regional.
Right. Yeah.
So, when you have a big show in New York, you do have a lot of international traffic that flies in for it, and that's completely out of the question. You have, people that fly in from all over the United States. That's really kind of iffy, too.
Yeah.
Then you're talking about it's going to be in January, which is in the middle of cold and flu season.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think it's an adult decision to make, and I think it is people facing the inevitable. It's unfortunate, but it's inevitable.
Yeah.
Foley also said that the 2022 50th anniversary convention would be their focus moving forward. I would expect more of the same to come.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. The United States Mint has released the 2020 Palladium Eagle 1-ounce coin.
Yeah, I heard these were a decent sale, or a decent purchase. I know a lot of people that bought them.
I think that these coins have an interesting history in their first 4 years. So it's been a different product all 4 years. Are you aware?
Only slightly.
Okay, so the first coin was issued as a bullion coin in 2017 with a maximum issue of 15,000 coins and was sold directly to the dealer network.
Okay.
And they bought them all in a day.
Yeah.
The next year, 2018 W Proof Palladium Eagle was offered directly to collectors from the Mint. They figured they were going to make the money on it this year. So that coin also had a maximum mintage of 15,000 coins and sold out in less than 5 minutes at a price of $13.8750 per.
Okay, gotcha.
So in 2019, the Mint offered a W Mint reverse proof coin, but upped the maximum mintage to 30,000.
Okay.
Now, therein lies the problem. But 16,690 were sold in the first 4 days. So at the old mintage, it would have sold out again. But the coin is still available. It lingers. Total sales have reached 17,804 pieces through September 20th of this year.
Of 2020, yeah. So they're still available on the website.
They're available, God, I mean, months and months and months later, they've sold an additional 1,200 pieces. Wow. Actually, 1,100 pieces.
Just melt them, guys.
Well, here's the thing is so this year's coin promises to be another unique issue with a W Mint uncirculated coin for 2020. It's basically the only one that they haven't done yet, right?
Yeah.
So there's no announced mintage limit. I think the lesson to be learned from America's hat. You can produce all kinds of specialized U.S. coinage, but keep the mintage low and the demand will continue. So had they kept it at 15,000 last year and it sold out, I think that there would have been more interest in this year's coin.
Sure.
But the fact that they still have them left over means that you can still buy them. And it, whereas collectors, when they're faced with few coins, will accept options that they're not necessarily crazy about.
Yeah.
Versus if you make too many of them, now you start to saturate your market with it. So, I mean, that's just my opinion. So, once you start minting them to demand, or you saturate the market, either way, the demand drops like a stone, and that's just my observation.
Well, that's from the people that are just trying to buy them and flip them. I think you get a lot of demand from that group.
You do, and I think that the aftermarket, the secondary market actually supports that flipping if the mintage is kept small.
Yeah, I agree.
After 6 months of being closed, the National Money Museum has reopened to the public.
Hey, good. That's good news. I like good news.
Here's some good news for you.
There we go.
There are some new social distancing guidelines mandated by the state of Colorado. Nothing too intrusive. Basic 6-foot distancing and the requested physical contact with surfaces, etc., be kept to a minimum. The current museum hours of operation are Wednesday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Regular admission, $8, $6 for seniors and students. Kids 12 and under are always free. Guided tours of the museum are available by reservation only. You can call 719-632-2646 or visit money.org/money-museum for more details.
Nice.
A new currency record for 1934 U.S. banknotes has been set. That seems to be a pretty small group on the Venn diagram. A $10,000 bill graded gem uncirculated 66 EPQ by PMG, WOW, brought 384,000 at Heritage Auctions this past September 18th.
Well, look at it. That's a cool note. Super cool.
Well,
note.
yeah, I mean, think about it. So, according to the story in Coin Week, this note is one of just 3 $10,000 bills to survive in such remarkable condition. So, it's one of only 3 that are graded 66 EPQ. And that's according to PMG, which graded the note. It's one of just 8 surviving 1934 Kansas City 10,000s. This one is serial number 562 of only 1,200 originally done, and this was the smallest print run by any U.S. Mint district for the series. So it was the smallest run, and it is in the nicest condition of any of them.
Well, there you go. That's why I brought $362,000, my friend.
Yes, that is a winning combination right there.
Yep.
So $10,000 bills actually never were issued for circulation, counter to what some people may think. They were used for bank-to-bank transactions, but were eventually sold, unlike their $100,000 denomination cousins. I don't know what the current population is, but if I recall correctly, as a kid, I remember the number being 117. And there were 100 of them at the time located at the Binion's Casino in Las Vegas in a giant horseshoe.
I saw those. I saw that display before they took it down and sold them. I saw that display.
Yeah, you could go, you could have your picture taken with $1 million in cash.
Wow. Yeah, I remember that. That was cool.
Yeah. But I mean, this note is it's just incredibly cool.
Yeah, I like it a lot. Never have one, but I like it.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. What do you own something like this for? To say you own one.
Yeah, right. Just because you can, that's why.
Yeah. Well, that's a different joke, and I won't tell that on this show. A new series of coins is being issued for animal lovers by the Italian Mint, according to the Coin Week article.
Wow, well, there's a mint we never cover anything from, the Italian Mint.
In my opinion, they really don't make much news, but that's just me. This is a bronzitol piece.
What?
Yeah, this is according to Coin Week article. The bronzatile piece, designed by State Mint engraver Sylvia Petrassi and produced at the State Mint workshops, has a face value of €5, is produced in a proof finish, and has a circulation of 6,000 pieces. So this issue belongs to the new Sustainable World Endangered Animal series and is a tribute not only to the themes of sustainability, but also to the innovative minting technologies of the Italian mint. For the first time, in fact, the coin was made with phosphorescent details to make the tiger, represented on the reverse, glow in the dark.
Wasn't that cool?
Yeah, so there are also fluorescent colored elements on the reverse, but apparently only the tiger glows in the dark. This series is kind of cool and just manufactured, kind of stuff made to appeal to small niche audience. But I still think that if you keep the mintage low, these will sell.
Yeah.
They'll sell out, and they'll probably go for a small premium.
Yeah, cool. I mean, like I said, I can't remember ever covering anything from the Italian Mint, so there you go.
Speaking of which, the Perth Mint understands that you can pander to niche collector audiences if you keep the mintages tiny. These coins all sold out, but look at the mintages on the 5-ounce gold coin. 50 pieces.
Yeah.
Could you find some love for a 5-ounce gold coin? Well, most can't, but for the few who can.
Hey, if you're a really rich guy and you need a hockey puck, there you go.
Yeah, but this is a way different hockey puck, and it's kind of cool. And most people who can't, so for the few that can, they'll have to compete to own one of these. Just saying. They're cool coins.
They're cool looking.
5-ounce gold coin. How much love can you find for that?
Well, but I mean, it does. It looks like size and shape of a hockey puck, so that's why I kind of called it a hockey puck.
Oh, okay. I mean, I think just like a knee jerk. Whenever we think 5-ounce, I always think hockey puck.
Right.
You've ingrained that into my.
Sorry,
mind.
my fault.
And finally, in the news, a Chapman Proof 1921 Morgan dollar is coming up for sale at Heritage this month.
Sexy.
Chapman Proofs are really interesting in the fact that they were not pieces that were on the U.S. Mint's docket to create, but were more of a reaction to Farron Zerbe's being able to get special strike coins from the San Francisco Mint to allay his disappointment with not being able to receive peace dollars in 21.
How do I get that gig? How do I get in with the Mint to say, hey, guys, I'm really upset that you didn't make these. I want some something from you guys. Because that's what happened.
They eventually made them. They never made them in San Francisco, that year,
right,
which is where Zerbe's proofs came from. But Chapman's coins are actually proofs made at Philadelphia, as all proof coins of that time were, and are undisputed as Mint issued proof coins.
Yeah.
The Zerbe coins have always been controversial.
Yeah, well, and talking about 21, did you see the news today that, I don't see a news story here, friend, but it looks like they're going to be producing 2021 Morgan and Peace dollars.
We have covered that. We've said basically, look, there are already 2 commemorative programs for next year.
Well, I think they've passed something today.
Right, but they really want to make these 2 programs, and all it really takes is an act of Congress.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it always takes an act of Congress to get this stuff done anyway. So, given the fact that you don't have to go through a design process on these,
yeah,
they're basically going to be like peace dollars and Morgans. So, there's not a lot to it. These are going to be, they're going to be 9999.
Cool. I mean, I'm in. I'm down. Let's rock.
I'll definitely buy one.
Let's rock. I'm in.
Now watch, they'll start making those. They'll be 3/4 ounce silver eagles.
That'd be cool. Make some different finishes on them. Go hog wild, because that's a design in a series that I love. So
that's your reverse proof Morgan dollar. Will get Matt back into modern coins.
It would help. I promise.
Breen, as far as the Chapman proofs, Breen cites that Chapman obtained 10 proof coins from the Mint, but also cites a mintage of 12 coins in his Encyclopedia of United States and Colonial Proof Coins. The coin for sale at Heritage has been graded Proof 66 by PCGS.
Nice. Gotta love a nice proof coin, no matter what it is.
And that was the news. And it was brought to you this week by photosynthesis. That's right, the process that converts carbon dioxide back into breathable oxygen. Without it, we're dead. Have you hugged a tree lately? Photosynthesis.
I love it. I love it. Woo! Well, that was the news. That was a good news segment, buddy. I like that one.
Thanks. Do we get an out?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. It's been a heck of a day.
You're listening to the Coin Show Podcast with Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman.
Oh, boy. Yeah, it is. It's been a hell of a day at sea. I'm going to give you that one.
Woo!
And it's like, and you could see, Matt's always the cheerful, happy guy, and I'm occasionally the grumpy, old, curmudgeonly guy. And I could tell Matt really wasn't in the mood for it tonight, because I threatened. I said, well, you're going to get a crappy show out of me tonight. And he's like, don't even start, dude. He's like, I got you faded today.
I'm having a rough day, but you know what? I'm here. I'm happy. Let's do this.
Yeah. And we always have a good time.
100%. If anything else could cheer me up, Mike, it's you.
Oh, that's sweet.
I know. And our fans, the people that are watching, hanging out.
Well, I'm really excited when we get to their coolest things, but not yet.
Not quite yet. Yeah.
Not quite yet. So let's talk about what happened in the shop this week.
Yeah, what's been going on with you guys this week?
Well, I mean, with us, it's been dead.
Yeah?
Because we do a fairly brisk bullion business, right? So when you do bullion and bullion drops by, what, 15%?
Yeah, gold and silver dropped about 15%. Gold was about it was about $100. So
yeah, $100, and silver dropped 5. And look, if you still think that the economy is going to be tanked, which I mean, there's a lot of good reason that economists think that,
right,
then this is a great buying opportunity. This is the price dipping. And you can go in there, you can buy now for a little bit, and then when it goes back up, then you will have, you will beat the system some.
Or it could continue to fall and you might get hosed.
Yeah, you might take it in the shorts. But think about this. If you take it in the shorts, that means that the economy is getting vastly better.
Yes.
And so your dollars could be worth more.
That's true. So either way, you win, kind of.
Yeah, that's the hedge that is provided by precious metal, but you can get a little carried away with it.
Yeah, don't go crazy, friends.
Yeah. I also think that I heard some really good advice this week from somebody in my shop, and that was, look, with gold up near 2,000 and silver at, 25, 27, 28, if somebody were to come in with 25 grand and say, look, I want to buy some metal, I don't know that I could steer them towards either one of those.
No.
Because they're likely. But if you look at platinum, and as was borne out in the news, platinum has a lot of room to go up. Now, will it? Who knows?
Right.
But there's room, and that's all that you need.
I like platinum. I've actually had some platinum in the office, which is a rare thing for us. Normally, when we don't order a lot of platinum, so when we have platinum, it's something that somebody just brought into the office to sell.
Oh, okay.
And so we actually had about 12 or 13 ounces of it, and it went super fast. Everybody that saw it was like, "Oh, I want that platinum." So,
well, that's cool.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice.
Yeah.
What about coins? You guys been seeing any cool coins lately?
We bought a couple of collections this week, mostly just some garbage stuff, purse sets like it always is, and junk silver and Indian heads and stuff like that. But we managed to find a home for it pretty quick, and that's where I think I'm really starting to find my own in my job, is I'm now starting to figure out what it is that I do there, what it is that my contribution is,
right,
where I fit in, what I need to do, and how I need to process it.
Right.
And just by accident, a couple of really cool things have happened.
A happy accident?
Yes. So, for example, I had a customer come into the store, and I was talking to him about peace dollars, because I like peace dollars, and 1921 peace dollars on his list.
Okay. So
he said to me he wanted to see an MS-65 CACT peace dollar. I'm like, well, we don't have any, but, if you're really serious about it, I could probably find a couple for you to look at, and let's see what we can do.
Sure.
Well, then I was informed, and I had to kind of figure that out, that, we have a guy that specializes in, slabbed high-end U.S. coins. His name is Mike also, and, he really has his finger on the pulse of that market. So if we're going to find the guy a really nice coin, Mike will find it,
Right.
because he knows what's out there and where to find it. So I went to Mike. Mike went, he found 5 coins. Brought in 5 coins. Now, I know we didn't buy all 5 of them.
Sure.
But I think we bought at least 3 of them,
Wow.
because 2 of them ended up in the case after this gentleman bought his coin, and 1 of them sold already.
Cool.
So it's one of those things where it's like we wouldn't have sold either one of those without that having been pursued.
Yeah, I mean, and it does happen. That's hard to do when it comes to shopping for a customer, unless they're absolutely specific. It's not something that I love to do unless I really know the customer.
Spread in MS65 piece dollars. You know what I mean? It's like there's not a lot of variance. There's just the typical toned to white range.
Right.
Other than that, they all look pretty much the same.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's a matter of how much toning do you want on it. So in that regard, it wasn't that difficult to find. It's not like we're looking at an MS67 Morgan or something, where it's like that it's going to have some positives and it's going to have some negatives, and the baggage has got to line up with what you're cool with.
Yeah, okay. But again, I don't love to do it unless I really know the guy. Somebody that I've helped for a while, and I kind of have a feeling for their taste. But if some guy, just walked in off the street and asked me to do that, not my favorite thing to do.
And like I said, I met a little resistance at first, but I knew the customer, and I didn't know the customer, but I knew the customer was truly interested in the coin.
And that makes a big difference too, for sure.
Right. It's like he's got the money to spend. He's gonna spend it. So let's get him the coin that he wants. And let's find him a really nice one, so that when, it comes time for him to move it back on, he's going to bring it back to us.
Right.
And then we get to sell it again. The other happy accident is, me and how much I like is, so part of my job in the shop is to take care of all the mid sets and proof sets.
Yeah.
And so as I get all those, I tend to look through them. And in a tray of stuff, I found some partial mid sets.
Okay.
And there was a 49S lens.
Okay.
So I'm looking through the coins, and there's a half there. And I'm looking at the half, and it's got all kinds of really cool toning on it, orange and blue and really nice. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I really like this coin. So I'm looking at the bell, and I'm like, I think that's pretty good. So I take it over to Bob, and I show Bob, and Bob looks at me and goes, do you think it'll 68? And I'm like, no. And he goes, it's not worth sending. Okay. I mean,
I
it's
like Bob.
It's a 49S piece, or it's a 49S Franklin, right?
Yeah.
So, well, I had somebody else look at it, somebody who has Bob's ear, and he convinced him to send it. We got the grade back this week.
Okay, what a grade?
66 plus full bell lines.
Okay.
It's a $14 coin.
I was gonna say that sounds like a pretty decent little hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hard to do on Franklins. It's hard to do on Franklins, but you can do it with mint set coins sometimes.
Yes, you can. Well, here's the thing: is I knew it was uncirculated. There was no question about that. Now it's a matter of, does it have the lines, and will it grade high enough?
Right.
I thought the coin was 6. I didn't think it's 6 plus, but 6 with bell lines is still pretty decent.
Yeah.
But 6 plus was a bonus.
Awesome. I like that stuff. It doesn't happen very often to me, just because.
Well, you know me, I'm always looking for that stuff.
Right, I don't have time.
Find some of it, but it's mostly because I spend an inordinate amount of time looking for it.
We got 700 700 silver dollars back from the grading company this week, and that's been my deal is processing all those, getting them logged into the new system that we have, and getting them going where they need to go. So,
did you get the box?
which box? The box that they ship them in?
No, the box from Evan from my shop.
Oh, I did. I got it just a couple days ago. I looked at your coins, your lowball dollars. I think they both have a decent chance.
Okay.
I can't say they're going to knock it out of the park because they've been grading that stuff real weird lately.
Right, but they're worth the shot, and that's all I want.
Yes.
It's like And I told Bob, I said, look, the grading's on me.
Yeah.
If they come back and they're like good 4s or they grade them AG, it's like, or they don't grade them, that's on me.
Yeah.
I said, but if they come back as low balls, I want a piece. He's like, okay.
I love it. That's funny.
We'll make good money on them.
Yeah, you will. I mean, I'm going to get them out pretty soon. But yeah, Mike, Evan, who works within my office, is on a road trip. I don't know if I explained this on our regular shows or not. Him and my sister, who he's married to, are on a road trip, and they're basically taking the tour of the outside of Lake Michigan. And
in general, right? Or is it just Michigan?
No, I think it's just, I don't know, maybe they didn't go into Canada, but they went up through the UP and back down, and
that's what.
And they're hitting, I think, 50 coin shops on their trip, and Mike was the first. Yep. And we just got his care package back from stuff that he bought for Mike, and Mike stuck those coins in there, and he wants me to send them in for him, and I think they've got a pretty darn good chance of going, so we're going to do it, and we'll let you guys know what they come back.
I'm still making my bones in the shop, so I don't have the credibility yet of, hey, I really think we should roll dice on this.
Right.
But I'm quickly gaining the reputation of yes.
Well,
I have an idea of something I think I might like to do, and that is put a buyout for special minutes at 65, 6, and 7s, and just buy them all.
Oh, don't do it, buddy. Don't do it. I've gone to coin shows for years, and I looked through some of those sets. For a while, I was real hot and heavy into trying to find them. And I would probably look through 300 or 400 sets before I'd find one that I would buy. So, I mean, it can be done, but it's
just that there are a large number of those sets that have cameo coins in them, and deep cameo coins. And the deep cameo coins bring a really nice little payday.
They do. And that's what I was hunting for, but
you have to have deep cameo. The cameo stuff is break even.
Yes, 100%.
You break even.
Yeah. Yeah. Trying to think if anything cool's happened in our office. Just loads and loads of stuff. Nothing insane, nothing really cool. I bought 270 Carson City dollars from one guy the other day, seated dollars, so that was interesting. But other than that, it's not really been anything exciting coin wise.
Let's see. We had a high relief 07 Saint.
One of my favorite coins ever.
And we had, I want to say it was a 70 cc 20 gold.
Okay. I have a 73 and a 74 right now, CC 20s. We have a big inventory at the moment since Evan's gone. When Evan leaves, Matt likes to play, so I spend all the money.
Yeah, so those came in. Those are really cool. We bought some GSAs that were certified by NGC.
Love it.
There were some proof likes.
Cool.
And some 65s. Let's see, what else did we take in? We took in a bunch of foreign stuff. We have some really cool foreign stuff right now. Now, we don't really make a big deal out of it. We sell a lot of it in our buyer bid catalog.
Yeah.
But there's been some very, very cool stuff.
Cool. Super cool.
Yeah.
Well, you wanna hop to a couple listener questions while we're just sitting here talking?
No, absolutely, because I have one.
Okay. Well, while you're logging into the email, I know I've seen some go by on the live stream, so let me
yeah, you go ahead.
Scroll back here.
God, I'm glad we got this straightened out.
Yeah, I know. I was really angry about the way the first live stream went.
I know.
Alex Toby, Carson City GSA's box worth the investment. Well, Mike likes them. I like them. I'm not necessarily sure they're worth investing in because they've been within the same $20 price range for about the last 15 or 20 years for the generic ones.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the nice thing about it is, I had a 22 no D in XF. Yeah. It was $1,000, right?
Yeah.
I bought it for $1,000. I held on to it for like 7 years. Guy I bought it from paid $1,000 for it. I paid him $1,000 for it. I sold it for $1,000. Guess what? 3 months later, they went up to $1,800.
Yeah, that's my luck too. You sound like you have my luck.
Yeah. So GSA's in the box. I think they're really cool. I like them. I don't like them in PCGS GSA slabs, the ones that just say GSA Horde.
Right.
They started doing something where they certify them like NGC and leave them in the holder.
They actually encapsulate the entire holder in a bigger holder. It's really weird. I have a couple right now.
Okay.
I like the NGC straps better.
Yeah. No, the strap is definitely it's better.
Here we go. I've got one more here. And then
thanks, Joe Bohannon. This episode gets a details grade.
Joe Jerk Hannon. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, Joe. Let's see. First of all, Mike, has anyone ever told you that you have a voice that was born for radio?
I've been told that I have the looks for radio.
And then they use the hashtag, come for the coins, stay for the voice.
Ooh.
Second question. Do you see the coin markets as as investment pieces going crazy or slowing down or just staying steady if the economy doesn't pick up in the nearest future?
Coins are always a bad investment.
Terrible investment. Don't invest in coins, please.
They have been steadily dropping for 30 years. And the fact that they're bouncing a little bit now is nice, and it's creating a little bit of added interest. But long term, bad.
Yeah.
Except for the high end rare coin market, those seem to do well.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just to kind of echo that. I think in general, there are exceptions to the rule, but the rule is coins in general are terrible investments. We've been saying that for 10 years now.
It's one of the easiest ways there is to make a big pile of money into a little pile of money.
Yeah, that's true. But, I mean, every time I run into somebody that comes into our office that talks about, I invested in these coins, they're always losing money. And I feel so bad about it, but those two words, for me, just always seem to be losing money because they either get caught up with one of the investment firms that just charge moon money for stuff that they'll never get their money back, or they jumped in before they knew what they were doing into something and paid too much or didn't get what they thought they were buying. And again, that's I deliver. I know you probably do this too, Mike, but we deliver a lot of bad news to people. I do it all the time.
I have on my business card, it says numismatist. It should say dream crusher.
Killer of dogs. We call it shooting dogs in my office. I've said that one before too on the show, but
I have a new poster that I wanted to print out and put on the back wall, and it says, when you wish upon a star, just remember you're about 10 million years too late. This star is dead, just like your dreams.
That doesn't, you know what, Mike? That doesn't surprise me that you would print that off and hang it on your office wall.
I have a sign behind my desk that says, "Are you serious?"
Oh, that's just Mike. Yeah, that's like Mike on a nutshell.
Yeah.
Well, what do you got for me, buddy? And any of you guys watching the live stream have a question you want to answer, just go ahead and type it in for us, and we'll try to get to it.
I have a question from Daniel Frischberg.
Okay.
Who says, "Dear Matt and Mike, episode 116 gave me the idea of emailing all your guys' emails." So he sent it to questions, Matt and Mike at QuitShowRadio.com.
Yep, never saw it.
Yeah, I know you didn't. Where can I find bulk buffalo nickels? I heard on YouTube the dateless ones sell for about 12 cents a pop.
All right.
The cheapest ones I can find online are $10 a roll or 25 cents a pop. I'd like to be able to fill a Whitman album with nickel-dated buffaloes. Any suggestions where I can get some cheap online?
Well, the problem is what you heard from the YouTube video was the dealer-to-dealer wholesale price. And that is usually in large quantities, 5,000, 10,000 coins at a time. So unless you're looking to buy that quantity, you're not going to be able to get that kind of deal. Simple, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a wholesale price and for a wholesale quantity. Now, if you can handle the wholesale quantity, then you might be able to find the wholesale price. But
right.
Without it, there's just not enough in it for people to sell them, 100 or 200 at a time at that kind of price.
Yeah, if I'm selling something like that I have to buy 10,000 of and sell 100 at a time or 50 at a time or 20 at a time, I kind of want to double my money, unfortunately. And that's just for the matter that it's going to take a long time to sell them. It's going to be a lot of shipping, a lot of time that I have to pay somebody to ship them. So, I mean, there's a lot of other things that go into that price that the seller doesn't recoup. So, you know.
And that ends up being, I mean, most of the time, it's amazing how many times we see legitimate stuff that people have bought that's perfectly fine for collecting, but they paid a premium that was just so high on it, they're never going to get out from under it.
Yeah. Yep. But no, I mean, I think 25 cents for dateless buffaloes in small quantities is kind of a fair price, unfortunately.
Yeah, especially if you're going to nicotate them.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, that's cool. You can do that.
Yeah. I know people that do it all the time. That's where a lot of ours go. We got several customers that do that. So.
The challenge to seeing what you can find, who knows? You might find an overdate. You might find something else like that.
Yeah.
There's lots of cool dateless coins. My favorite story goes back to the Standing Liberty quarters. Knowing the difference between the 16 and the 17, looking through dealers' junk bins, looking for that 16.
You ever found one?
My brother did.
Nice.
He paid 50 cents for it.
Nice. I've never found one, but I've had a couple that were dateless that I bought as that.
I think they graded it fair.
Yeah.
Was what it ended up grading, but he still got $1,000 for it.
Yeah, I mean, for the guy that wants to fill the hole, that's a perfect wholesaler.
Yes, absolutely. Can't hurt it.
Yeah, you can tell what it is. 100% that this is a 16 quarter, even without a date. So, it is what it is. It's just not very nice.
No.
All right, you got anything else in there, buddy?
I do want to pass out a big happy birthday to Aaron Burke.
Oh, I know it's Aaron's birthday. I saw that.
Today, so I don't know if he's listening or not. He often does. Sometimes it's just for his own, personal edification.
Making sure you're not giving away the company secrets on the air. I know.
I think we're okay with it being his birthday.
Yeah, I know. I want to send him a cupcake.
Yeah, there you go. Or a do-right donut.
And by cupcake, I mean a guy in a cake.
Well, that's the only kind Aaron likes.
Oh, all right. Well, I got nothing else over here, buddy. You got any other emails for us?
You got no other questions?
Not at the moment.
We got nothing from the people on Facebook.
Oh, they're all just talking to each other, not really paying attention to us, which is okay.
Yeah, no. Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
We're barely paying attention to each other.
Wait, where am I?
Exactly. Okay, so let's see. I think it might be time.
And it's time. Hopefully I got it all set up right. Man, I've been having a rough go of it tonight. Whew. Well, friends.
There's nowhere to go but up. Look at it that way.
That's right. One of my favorite new segments that we've been doing is Your Coolest Thing. Mike and I have been doing the coolest thing I've been doing the coolest thing for a long time. Mike finally got on board. It's tons of fun. Now we're going to check out your guys' coolest thing. So let's go ahead and get this screen up, pop you guys over here. Oh, I got it right. Okay. Well, I posted this a few days ago and asked people to show us their coolest thing. We have a ton of comments.
Where can they find this, Matt?
Oh, and this is in our Friends of the Coin Show group. If you see this here, it says Friends of the Coin Show Podcast. If you go to Facebook.com and you type that into their little search bar, you will find the private group of Friends of the Coin Show. This is where we give out a little bit of exclusive information. This is where we post this. So if you want to get involved with this, come join that group. It'll be fun for everyone. I promise.
Absolutely. I love watching the cool things that come into your shop. I think that it was one of the bigger learning experiences for me as we started doing this show, to see the stuff that was out there, that it wasn't just like the lesson I think I took away from it was, like you said, this stuff is everything is someplace.
Right.
And you don't really know where it is. So it's like, this is a great opportunity for you guys to show off what you have and show us what your greatest stuff is.
Right. Well, let's go ahead and dig right in. You got it pulled up, Mike, so you can see what we're looking at? All right.
I wanted to know where it was, so I could. So let's start with the very top. We'll go with Andy Maines. His coolest thing is a coin he designed as a gift for guests that came to his wedding in May.
That's pretty cool.
Congratulations, Andy, on your wedded bliss.
Andrew and Kendra. That is super cool.
Yeah, it's got their faces, 2020 on it, and then on the back.
Is that a pie crimper?
Pie crimper? I don't know.
Fairy wand. I'm sorry. It's a fairy wand. It says the eagle on the reverse is holding a checkered flag because I used to be a race car driver, and a fairy wand because my wife collects Tinkerbell stuff. I thought it was a pie crimper. Sorry, Andy. But I love that idea. That's a super cool idea.
It is cool. And then, people have something to remember them by for the rest of, you use it as a challenge coin, too.
Nice. Yeah, that's true.
And for reference, the coin is the size of a Morgan dollar.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
See, Joe Bohannon found a bill of sale from a collection my dad purchased in 1965. The seller was disappointed at a coin dealer's offer, and he sold it to my dad. Oh, that's pretty cool.
That is cool. And it'd be interesting to see what the pricing on the collection was, particularly since it was, 1965.
Well, it looks like
Stuff was still in circulation. It was all in change.
Yeah, I'm just reading a little bit of it. It says you can see where they paid $1,000, and then it goes through all the different stuff that was in there. Huh.
And then he says, and of course, some coins shouldn't be kept in a board like this. So there was a 16D Mercury Dime in AG3 and a 21D in XF40.
Wow.
Straight grades. So,
it looks like it's in the old White Raymond albums. That's super cool.
They are really cool. These are the ones that have the single lens plastic, right?
Yeah. They go in the 2-ring instead of the 3-ring binders.
Right.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, those are super cool.
Super cool. So this is all looks like all stuff that Joe got from his dad's collection, or stuff that came in that collection. Oh, here's Corey.
Mm-hmm.
Corey says, cool local piece of history. This piece is from Toledo Business College, which is now known as Davis College. The college was founded in 1858, and these were used to help students count and make change. Important to note that these had no financial backing. Another cool thing is that there are approximately 5 or so known, so this particular example is the exact known shown in the, not going to say that, college currency book. What?
Shingerta.
College currency book. There you go. I have 3 pieces from this issue, and 2 of the 3 pieces are pictured in the aforementioned book. Thanks, guys. Keep up the great work on the show. Thank you, Corey, for submitting this super cool note. Let's take a look at it. Oh, look at that angry baby.
Well,
that's an angry baby. It's like that kid's looking at you like it's going to steal your wallet. Oh, boy.
Well, it says remainder on it.
So a remainder is just a note that was never issued. Never signed, never dated.
Okay, yeah, so this is blank. This is much like those $10,000 gold certificates.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. VF20.
Yeah.
Good shape.
Angry baby.
Angry, yeah, and it has an angry baby. What else could you ask for?
I know. Wow. All right.
Kyle Dugan. This is probably my coolest thing at the moment. I finally completed my labors of Hercules 2-pound coin set from Gibraltar, minted by Popjoy Mint. There's only 1,750 of each coin minted. Each of these coins sold out within the first 5 minutes when they were released. The original set once commanded a price of about £3,000. As these have only recently been released, they don't command as high a price, but they're still very hard to complete.
Huh. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It's a set of the bimetallic pound coins, and they're all proofs from the Popjoy Mint.
Huh. I like that.
That's very cool.
Let's see what else we got here. Ooh.
I knew you were gonna just totally go.
I like it. 1901 proof barber dime with some beautiful blue color. Blue is one of my favorite colors to see on silver. You see it a lot on copper, but seeing it on silver is I really enjoy
but you
it.
see a lot on copper because of what the copper's been touched with.
Well, right, for sure.
The only thing that I don't like about blue toning is when it starts to turn. It's beautiful while it's blue. But as long as it doesn't start becoming black, then it's great.
Blue does get down towards the end of the color spectrum. You got a couple more colors to go until you get to that terminal color. But as long as you keep it in somewhere that's kind of like climate controlled, it shouldn't change.
And blue is often found with pink.
Yes, pink and blue usually do go together.
Yeah, and they're fantastic.
Just from the environment. Oh, I'm gonna let you read this next one because you have a. Looks like there's a request in there for you.
But there is. Well, no, actually, that's coming up. Only 3 known small-sized notes on this Chicago bank. Keep an eye out for a 5 and a 20 on this bank as I need them for my set. So this was the Austin National Bank of Chicago.
Probably a smaller bank, I would guess.
Austin Boulevard in Chicago is a street, so I would imagine that it was on Austin somewhere. That's where a lot of these are.
Cool, super cool.
But yes, there is definitely there's a request coming up.
Oh boy.
Tony O'Neill.
Wow.
No NGC value, but it looks cool. Ruthenium and gold-plated cent.
Wow. Wow, that thing is cool looking.
It is cool looking, but what's ruthenium?
I got no idea. It's a metal, an element, maybe. I'm not even sure.
Named after Babe Ruth?
Probably Dr. Ruth would be my guess.
Ruth. Dr. Ruth. Oh, yeah. Like an ice cream cone. Tony O'Neill has a new hobo nickel. Very cool coin. I love skulls.
Yeah, this is something I've seen trending for the last few years on modern carvers turning the Indian into with a skull. It's pretty cool looking. I like it. Let's see what else we got.
Let's see. He also has new toonie with a Haida tribe bear in color. Is this a 10 euro coin?
No, I think this one's on the right-hand side. I'm not sure. There's too much going on in that picture.
It's a Canadian coin. That's the toonie. It's a 2020 toonie. And yeah, it has a very cool design on it.
Yeah.
What is that?
Oh, there it is. There's another picture of it here below.
Oh, it's the Haida tribe bear.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
That's cool. Super cool. Tony's just got a bunch of stuff. Maybe we should call this the coolest things Tony got this week.
You know what? Man took advantage. I like that. The 10 euro is St. Brendan, the navigator who made it to North America before Leaf or that other guy.
Oh, wow. I already moved on to the next coin, but you're still on that last one.
Another nautical one. No, this one just says Millennium.
Wow, where are you at? You lost me there, friend.
More cool damaged coins. I was doing type and got bored. Sold them, except the silver. My numismatic focus is now reflective of me. Spent my life at sea, so I'm collecting pirate and nautical stuff. Yar.
Cool.
The value is negligible, but hey, it's cool to me. The refocus was in part due to your podcast talking about collections being individual. You go,
Tony. I love that.
Yeah, I love pirates too. So, no, I mean, there's so many things that you can collect from that, and yes, then it makes it really personal. You can do it from your ports of call. You can do things that are nautically related. Do you know what a pirate's favorite letter is?
R.
No, most people would think it's R, but his first love is the sea.
Oh, Mike's dropping dad jokes tonight, kids. You guys pay attention.
This next one comes from Bill Lorman, and I have to say that of all the cool things, this one might be my favorite.
This is pretty cool.
So this is an Alexei Saburov original, and he bought it from the artist. I actually talked to Bill about this coin, and he said that, yes, it's the original, it's the hand-engraved one, and he promised that he'd never do another one.
Yeah, that's a lot of these modern artists that are super duper talented, like Alexei. They do this kind of stuff and they sell them one-offs, and they're awesome. And they take hours and hours and hours, and they put a lot of work into these things.
And there are zeros and zeros and zeros attached to the price.
Unfortunately, but they are
That's
just
fine. It's art.
They're absolutely a work of art for sure. So I love that kind of stuff. Super cool. Thanks, Bill, for sharing that one.
Yeah. Jack Young, my latest Annex submission.
Oh, I know both of those coins very well. Because neither of them is genuine.
That's great. So he's got 2 fakes in Annex slabs.
Unfortunately, yeah. The Gobrecht dollar on the right-hand side is one of about 8 or 10 known copies. You can tell by this little mark here. It shares marks with about 8 or 10 different examples that have been graded over the years. There's some other marks on the other side of the coin that can tell. And then Jack's also documented this particular piece as being not genuine as well. But Annex apparently hasn't read his articles about them because they're in holders now.
And shame on Annex for missing on these coins anyway.
Well, it happens. None of the companies are perfect. It happens, and as the fakes,
absolutely,
as the fakes get better, there's just nothing you can do about it.
But
They're going to miss some.
I love the fact that Jack collects them.
Yes. Well, Jack studies them. Jack is a very driving force in the study of these modern counterfeits. So I'm glad that he is
definitely a force for good in this hobby.
For sure, 100%.
Our sample slab guy, Isaiah Hageman, double clipped Buffalo nickel.
Cool.
So
I haven't seen one of those in a while, especially in AU. Nice coin.
It's interesting how it fits on the pronged holder.
Yeah, isn't that cool? I've had some coins with weird. I always wonder if there's somebody at NGC that specializes in getting weird shaped coins into their holders. I've always wondered that. If you're out there, email me, matt@coinshowradio.com. I want to talk to you. I got questions.
He doesn't read that mail.
Well, that's true. I'll read it someday.
Chester Johnson, here's a couple of my coolest new things. My first halftime. Congratulations on that.
Yep.
I love halftimes. I really, really do. And then he's got it looks like a casino chip from Buffalo Bills.
You know what's cool with that? That is one of those ones that came out of the big machines at the casinos, and somebody has worn that down in their pocket. So it's a pocket piece. Because that originally had a proof finish to it. I've seen those before.
Did they come out of the machines, though?
Yeah, the big giant promo machines they have in the front of the casinos.
Gaming token.
That's what they spit out when you win.
Wow.
Yep.
Let's see.
Scrolling on, J.R. Preston says,
Here you go.
I'm here. I've been collecting since 1992. I'm more into air coins and building modern slab sets with the varieties. But anywho, here are some of my favorite things. The state quarter program was not too popular with many, but I have 2 used dies. The face was ground off. One of Maryland and the other was Massachusetts. Got these over 20 years ago. These are super cool. I've had a bunch of these over the years. They actually have one of the dies here. They do grind all the design off of it, so don't get any ideas, guys.
It's not even a canceled die. It's completely smooth.
It's gone. Yeah, they ground all that design off. And then it comes with a cool certificate. Inside the certificate, it tells you actually about the die and why the die was retired. Sometimes you hear that they cracked. Sometimes you hear that there was die clashes. Or sometimes they were just retired after a certain amount of strikes. And then you actually have a coin that was struck with that pair of dies, which is kind of cool.
And the certificates are numbered and the numbers match the dies.
Yes, that's correct.
J.R. Preston decided to take advantage as well, so he's showing us his 72 Type 1 double die Lincoln.
Nice coin.
And 42 over 1 over date Merc. The 42 over 1 is beautiful in the fact that visible to the naked eye.
Yes.
And prized to him, 1955 double die Obverse with a CAC stamp, a green CAC stamp.
Nice coin. I love double dies.
It's a fan favorite with everybody.
I mean, look at that coin. How can you not like that? How can you not like that double die?
So J.R. Preston says he's a big fan from Pittsburgh. How big are you? He loves the show. Avid listener since 2014. God bless you for that, and we apologize. He works nights in the medical field. He's a first responder. So thank you. Thank you, JR. He listens to it at work. He's also a Patreon subscriber. So
thank you, sir, for all your support and what you do.
Yes. And his latest pickup, an 1864 L on ribbon, 64 Brown PCGS. Got an awesome deal on this from eBay.
Cool.
And actually, that coin looks way better than Brown.
Yeah, it's got some red. I can see it hiding in there. They're kind of sticklers on color.
I'd much rather not use a designation as far as color because it can change.
Oh boy, I see where you were going with the pronunciations.
Yes, so
you want to give that one a try? Or you want me to?
Well, this was this was the request, is that he picked up this drum from the Western satraps
Oh,
in Saurashtra.
Saurashtra, yeah. Kashasharata.
Well, it's hold on a second, because I do know how to say it. It's
Did you ask Aaron how to pronounce this?
no, I did not. I should have. But this is a it's I want to say it's Shasharata.
Kashasharata?
No, the K is silent.
Oh, Shasharata.
It's Shasharata or Shaharata. But you can look it up on the internet. Napata. So it was minted about 110 BCE, and he is looking forward to hearing the correct pronunciation.
Oh,
So, Malcolm, since you were looking forward to the correct pronunciation, I can do nothing more than honor that request.
and ban you from the Facebook page. Goodbye, Malcolm.
Bye.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Let's see, 'cause I had it on here. I actually had the pronunciation.
Oh, my.
Whatever. That one's gone.
Well, phooey. Let's hop on here.
Mark Alvarado. Hello, Mike Matt. I like my 2000p Wounded Eagle $1 coin. If you look, it appears there's a spear or arrow going through the eagle's chest on the reverse.
Yep, right there.
Actually have two of them in MS65, and it is a variety that PCGS names as Wounded Eagle.
I've never found one. I always look at the 2000Ps and never found one.
Lord knows there's enough 2000Ps out there.
I know, for sure. Guess who's back? Back again. Tony's back. Got more
Yeah,
stuff.
Tony O'Neill with a 5 penny piece from Fiji. Or no, it's a penny from Fiji.
Yeah.
With hold coins.
I would love to go.
Yeah.
I'd love to go get more of those from the source.
What, the Fiji pennies?
Yeah,
Oh, you're going to go to Fiji.
let's go right now. You and me. We'll go find some.
And we'll go get some water.
Yeah, and drink out of coconuts.
Yeah. You going to wear a coconut bra?
Only for you, baby.
Okay. He's got all I see is one side of it. It's a cap bust half.
Does look like a cat bust half. Yeah.
Yeah. Karen Ertel. Love my Roosevelt Diamond in the rim cud.
Okay, so there's a video. Let's play the video. Let's blow this up. Whoa. What's going on here? I love it. Okay, no cuds on the front. Ah, they're there. Right there. Right there, friends. See those two little marks? Those are actually where the rim of the die has broken. And the little hunks of metal have popped out. And that's what causes those cuds like that.
And then the points make the diamond.
Yeah. And then the between them, this is a little area that was still attached to the die. So, cool. And we're flying off, hitting the
Andrew
road.
Craig. Found when I bought a box of pre-decimal pennies at a car boot sale in England. I would think that is the equivalent to a garage sale here.
Yeah, thereabouts.
A double-headed Victoria penny.
Hell yeah, somebody made it. They cut two in half and stuck them together.
Yes, there's a very nice picture of the seam. Mark Schur, I got a Canadian Transformers quarter. It transforms as you move it back and forth.
What?
Yeah, it's like one of those.
Like hologram thingies?
Well, it's one of those images that you turn it one way, you see one part of it, and then you turn it the other way, you see it differently.
Gotcha.
So it has the transformer, and then it has the truck.
Cool.
Rob Schroeder, my 9-year-old son Nick wants to share his 64 full Bell Line Franklin collection. Very
Nick,
nice.
you keep it up, kiddo. That's awesome.
58D, 54D, 54, all Phil Bell lines. Kid after my own heart.
Yeah, no joke. I love it.
And lastly but not leastly, guess who's back?
Oh. Well, we love you, Tony.
Yeah.
It's all right with us. Share away. We're just kidding.
So that was the coolest things that you have, and we do that to what?
Every other episode. So next episode, my friend's going to be me and you. It's going to be great.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I'm bringing the heat. You better bring the heat. Just saying.
Have you won yet? Just ask.
Shut up. Kick you in the head. All right.
Let's see. What else we got?
Well, I think, buddy, that's it. I think we got to the end of 171.
And now we don't have any of that.
Well, I guess that's it. Well, my friend, I'm glad we were able to get this going.
Yes, no, it actually was good, I think. Oh, what did the fans think? Okay, it was me.
All righty, friend. Well, I guess I'm going to get us out of here.
Yeah, so here, hold on a second. Let me give a couple of thanks. So I want to give thanks. I want to give thanks to all of the people that wrote to us, that shared their coolest things, all the people that inspired us in some way, or especially to those that listened. Thanks to Ernesto and to Justin for all the hard work that they do. Barry for just hanging around making us laugh. No, he works really hard too. And thank you to everybody who contributes on our Patreon page. We're really, really grateful. We seemingly are able to figure these things out and get them fixed and make them listenable.
Except pronunciations. I'm terrible. I apologize.
You know what? We're fine. So thank you for listening, and thanks for everything. I am combing through some of the old blooper reels.
Oh, no.
Looking for fun.
Oh, God.
We'll just see what happens. You never know.
Get me out of here. I'm done. Let's go.
Take us home.
Bye, everybody.
You've been listening to the Coin Show Podcast with Matt Dinger and Mike Nottleman. The boys will be back soon with another informative and entertaining episode. Meanwhile, you can follow the show on social media at The Coin Show on Twitter and Instagram, and on Facebook at facebook.com/The Coin Show. You can also join their private group. Just search Facebook groups for Friends of The Coin Show and request access. But if you want to take it to the next level and support The Coin Show Podcast, you can go to www.patreon.com/The Coin Show. If you subscribe at the $5 a month level or higher, you'll have access to Not The Coin Show podcasts on the off weeks, as well as other surprises reserved for our patrons. Visit our website at coinshowradio.com or download our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, or wherever you download your podcasts. This has been The Coin Show Podcast.